Welcome back one last time to Christology for spring 2020. We know the semester isn't ending the way that anyone would have expected, and that it's not ideal that we're not able to finish together in the classroom and able to cover the kind of material and have the kind of conversations and spend the kind of time together that we'd like. But that said, it's been a real privilege and a real pleasure getting to spend the time with you that we have this year. Mr. Godfrey and I both have really enjoyed teaching this class in the spring and teaching our Revelation classes in the fall. Your final assignment today is really simple. It's to think back on the entire year and to think about the fact that some of us have never had a class on religion before, and some of us have had these kind of classes ever since kindergarten at Our Lady of Victory or Our Lady of Good Counsel School. For some of us, we come from families where faith is really important. We go to Mass or to church every Sunday, and we pray together and practice the faith together. For others of us, faith is not really as much a part of our family. For some of us, we have very strong beliefs as Christians. Maybe we belong to other denominations besides the Catholic Church. Maybe we belong to other religions. For others of us, we're not really very religious or spiritual at all. That being said, like any other subject that you take, like any other class, like any book you might read, there's something for everybody. And there are questions that we're all asking together and trying to understand more deeply, in the case of our theology classes, why Christians believe what we believe. Whether you've had religion classes a dozen times before, or whether this was your first time at that this year, hopefully you took something away. You made the investment to try to learn some deeper insight of things you might have known already, or to learn things you didn't know before. That being said, your final assignment for this class is really simple. Go in MyCC, complete the attendance assignment by 3 p.m. Secondly, by noon tomorrow, that's Friday, May the 22nd, we're asking that you simply write a single 7 to 8 sentence paragraph reflecting on your fall class, Revelation, or the spring class, Christology, or some combination. Think about the topics we've covered, everything from the claims of philosophy to the claim that God has spoken to the human race. That's what the term revelation means. Think about the conversations we had surrounding the Old Testament and the New Testament. Going over into the spring, think about the conversations we had around Jesus as he's presented to us by the Gospels, the conversations about the Virgin Mary, the other saints like St. Joseph, the conversations we've had about everything from heresies to ecumenical councils to morality, to the many other topics we've talked about this year. In that paragraph that we're asking you to write by noon tomorrow, just reflect on all that and give back what it is that you think you've taken away from this year, or at least one thing you've taken away from this year. Whatever one of those backgrounds that I mentioned before, in terms of how your family does or doesn't practice faith, or the number of times you've had classes like this one. However personally you feel like writing, or with whatever kind of academic terminology you want from this year. Very simply in that paragraph, speak a bit about what you've taken from class this year. In particular, your theology classes with Mr. Godfrey or with me, either Revelation in the fall or Christology in the spring. Know of our affection for you guys, how much we've missed being able to see you every day in class, how much we're looking forward to seeing you again in the fall. Please know Mr. Godfrey and I will be praying for you over the course of the summer. And please know, especially in this time where there's just sort of a stress and an anxiety in the air, and there's so much uncertainty for older adults like us, all the way to young men like you, and your younger siblings and the rest of your families and all the rest. Please don't be afraid this summer to ask for help or to talk about what's going on, or to be ready to hear from a lot of the older adults in your life that maybe we don't know what's next and what things will look like in the next weeks or months. But again, please don't be afraid to ask for that help. Don't be afraid to speak about it if you're feeling anxious, or if the uncertainty is something that's causing you stress or difficulty. And know that we as your teachers at CC, even though if we're never trying to get into your stuff or to relive our own high school experience, that we're always available, summer or during the school year, at any time to be of help to you however we can. We love you. It's been great getting to know you this year, and looking forward to seeing you over the summer and this coming fall. All the best there, guys.